Hi everyone, how are you doing today? Really, how are you doing today? My name is Kirsty, and this is the first in what I'm hoping will be a little bit of a series that I'm calling Is It Expired? Shot My Stash. I don't know if this is an original idea. I know that I haven't seen anybody else do it. But the reason that I'm looking to do this specifically is because I have been collecting makeup for about 10 years. I worked at Sephora for a couple of years, about 6 to 8 years ago. So I know I still have some products from when I still worked there, mostly powder products. We're talking eyeshadows, bronzers, blushes, that kind of thing. But I do know there are just old products left, right, and center in every category, and I need to start determining what I can still use and what should be thrown out. So with that being said, that's kind of the game plan here. Every week I'm going to pull 5 items from an Excel spreadsheet. I have put every makeup item in here, and I do have about 1,000 makeup items, looking at almost 200 eyeshadow palettes, almost 200 single eyeshadows separately. And almost 300 lip products, including lip liners, lipstick, lip gloss, amongst almost 50 foundations, and just a ton of other stuff. So I know there is a mosquito flying around, and there was a fly earlier, and now it's a mosquito, and I don't understand. Stop. Just go away. Go flutter away. My roommate likes to leave the back door open, so they just get in. Makes me nuts. Anyway, yes, I will be pulling 5 items from that spreadsheet every week. It is categorized by type of item, and then within that category, all of the items that correlate. So I do pick 5 items, and I try to sway it a little bit so that I am using a different eyeshadow palette every week, because I do have so many, or a single eyeshadow that I'm going to focus on. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to show you what I've picked this week, and what we're going to do from here on out is each week I will show you last week's items and see if we've made any progress on them, see if you can see any difference. I am going to try to use them about 5 to 7 times depending how often I get ready that week, and then we'll pull a new 5. So this week, we're going to go ahead and show you what I've got going on. I did do a look with it, however, it was a disaster left, right, and center. My lashes are still not really on, and it's my own fault. It's literally due to the fact that I wore these about a week ago, and while I was taking off my makeup, I jumped in the shower at night, and I had them on in the shower, and then I just took them off and slapped them on the shower wall for a day. So they should have gone in the garbage, because now they're perfectly straight, and they're kind of glued to the shape of the actual shower and not my eyes. I do have more. I just grabbed these ones, but they're going in the trash after this, because yeah, that's just my life. That's just who I am as a person. But moving on, let's grab these items. First is the eyeshadow palette for the week. So this is that's my drum roll. Okay. The ColourPop Cherry Crush palette. A hair in my mouth. This is the ColourPop Cherry Crush palette. I have probably used this maybe 4 to 6 times previously before this project. I only got it about a year and a half ago. I know I got it in 2022, so it's not incredibly old by any means, but it does need to get some use out of it, because as you can see, I am so sorry for the lighting. I am in a basement. If people watch this, if people are interested, I will start investing in better lighting. I do have a couple ring lights, but I know they're not doing a ton, so bear with me. In the meantime, if it's of interest to you, I will look at better lighting. I will fix it. Okay. Yes, as of right now, not a whole lot going on. You can tell that I used this one today, just that was mostly to darken up my smoky. But other than that, not a whole lot of use. So let's see what we can do on this in a week. My one qualm with this particular palette is that there is no light shades at all. It's very red based. So I do have to bring in other shadows, other palettes to kind of make a real look. I'm just noticing there's stars. Oh good, all of them. Not intended for use in the immediate eye area. Well, shit. I'm obviously going to ignore that like I have been. I mean, I'm not sticking it directly in my eyeballs, and I'm not reacting to it. It's because they're pressed pigments. They have to say that. I'm just being silly. But I've just never noticed that on here, but it is because they're pressed pigments. And that's fine. So we're going to try and use that for the week. What is happening? What is, it's fine, it's fine. We'll see what happens. Next. This is the About Face Cheek Freak Blush Balm in the shade Score. So that is that beautiful purple. Love it. The embossing on the product is almost gone already. This is not old at all. I believe I bought this last Black Friday, but it took 6 or 7 weeks to get to me. There was some issues with shipping. I don't know. It did not want to come to Canada. There was a lot of work getting it to Canada. With that being said, I think I got it in January of this year. So it's like 7 months old. 8? What are we at? We're at 9 months. It's September. Someone help me. It's less than a year old, which is awesome. But I've only used it a couple of times throughout this year, so I'm excited to get a little bit more use out of that. It's fun. It's a fun color. It also seems to like work with the eyeshadow palette, which is nice. I'm dreading the day that I get like a green lipstick and like a yellow based eyeshadow palette. Something bizarre is gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen. Okay, next we have the Sephora Collection Colorful Shadow and Liner Stick Matte in Let It Snow. So this is old. That's the first thing I have to say about that. This was gratis from when I worked at Sephora, so it's at least 7 years old. However, it was still packaged. I hadn't even removed the packaging, so I didn't just want to chuck it. I wanted to look at it and see, is there any mold growing on it? Does it smell like anything? Are my eyes reacting to it? And I went ahead and did the smartest thing imaginable. I put it right on my waterline. So if I was going to react to it, I'd be reacting to it. It's right against my eyeballs. It doesn't smell like anything. There's no scent to it at all. It looks really nice still. It's still very creamy. So I'm going to keep using it, and I'm going to kind of keep it in mind even after this project and try to run through it if I can, if I remember it, because it is incredibly old, and I should try to use it up, but let's see what we can do in the next week. Next. This is the Lancome Color Design lipstick. It is a cream lipstick in the shade Love It. This, I feel like, is probably... I swear I lived in this city when I got it, but like I had just moved here. So, over 8 years old? This might be over 8 years old. I've barely touched it. The first thing that I'm going to look at is, are there spots? Because yes, your lipstick can mold. I've seen it happen. It does happen. There's no mold on this. Also, bad lipsticks will generally smell like old crayons, I feel like is the best way to describe it. It's crayon-like. This has no scent. There's nothing. And I'm so shocked. Don't get me wrong. Is it expired? Probably. Yes, it is. It's over 8 years old. Is it still performing? Yes. It smells fine. There's no visual changes, and I'm not reacting to it on my lips. So I'm going to keep trying to use it. I honestly don't even know why I don't use it that often, because it's just like a neutral. It's just a nude. I have 40 other nudes. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's all it is. But we're going to go ahead and see what kind of progress we can make. I don't know what I did to him. What did I do to you? It's not smushed because there's nothing in the lid. So I don't know how he ended up with the shape. But it's fine. It still works. It's not like flying out of the tube, which is nice. So, not gonna complain. I'm gonna keep trying. Next. Okay, actually last. This is hilarious. I'm sorry. This kills me every time I look at it. This is the Shot Miss A AOA Studio Big Boss Bomb Mango flavored. Scented. Doesn't even really smell like mango. This is actually like brand new though. I did get this probably in March or April of this year, so he is not old at all, but he is a glue stick. He is literally like a freaking glue stick. And I just think it's hilarious. It is an all-around balm, so you can use it on your hands, or like if you have dryness on your elbows or wherever, you can use it there. I specifically got them for lip balms because my lips get incredibly dry throughout the winter, which is coming, and I just wanted to stock up in the easiest way possible, so I got a couple of like these monsters, and I'm hoping they last me a little bit longer than like a regular balm, because I just fly through them. I usually only use one lip balm at a time, but I did actually just finish my last one, and then the generator picked this, and I was like, okay, good timing, let's just roll with it. So we're going to play with this for the next week, and honestly, I'm just going to probably keep it on my nightstand after, until it's gone and I can look at the next one, but it seems to be okay. I just think it's so funny. I just think the size of it is irrational and hilarious, and I love it. So I'm going to see how much I can use this in the next week. I keep balm around everywhere, so I work from home. I move not very far. My desk is pretty much right beside my bed, so I'll move it from like my desk to my bedside table and with me around the house when I'm moving around, and usually these only last about a month anyway, but we'll see. So that is the 5 items, right? That's my 5 items, and all my shadows, because my lighting is all wonky. That is my 5 items for this week. Do I think that I'm going to be able to use any of them up this week? Absolutely not. These are not items that are anywhere near being used, but they are all items that I have either not touched in a long time or hadn't touched at all. So I'm really excited to play with them for the week and see what I can do, see what kind of progress I can make, and I'll check in with you next week to see where we're at, if we see any changes, and then pick out a new 5 items. If you have any questions about what's on my face, just let me know. Like I said, I tried to film this, but it was messy. That's the only word I have for it. It was a straight disaster. So just let me know, and I'll let you know. And I'll try to get better at filming actual tutorials in the future where I'm not just throwing things around the whole time and yelling at it. But we'll see. We might get there. This is new to me. And yeah, so that's all I've got for you today. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of your day, wonderful week, wonderful weekend, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you next time.